As you can see, we got 3 separate stages. For the initial design, we created our first die to get the shape that we wanted. So here's the S shape that we were trying to go for. And this is the preliminary print that we had. The biggest issues with this is there weren't any guides on the edge, so the metal that went through wanted to kind of cock either way depending on how it entered the machine. So you can see the guides that we added to our third and final roller, as well as our first roller, which will kind of square it up throughout the whole machine. And we didn't end up getting an S shape. We got something that looks more like an integrand from calculus, but it works pretty good overall. If we did get the S shape to work pretty well, we were going to use these hourglass shaped rollers, and we were going to have 2 sets of these at the very end. And basically what those would do is kind of grab the S shape and crush it into a more foreseeable S shape.
I kind of wanted to talk about some of the issues we had with this project. So one of the main problems we had is probably from shaping the entire sheet, was the amount of traction we were getting pulling this through. And we actually found out that running just 3 dies ended up helping, because making such a dramatic change from flat to an S in such a short amount of time, you have to kind of give the material room to flex. And so we ended up doing 3 dies and spacing them like this, which actually worked better than stacking 2 next to each other. We did try putting 2 of the large dies right up against each other to help convince the material of its shape better. And while it did seem to form the shape slightly better, it just would not feed well at all. And it does struggle to feed because there is a lot of drag pulling this through. And since only the top rollers are driven and we have hard plastic on aluminum, it does struggle. We could probably fix that by either adding drive to the bottom rollers, which would be a lot of work, or trying to put some kind of adhesion on this.
All right, so we have the roll forming machine set up, and let's show y'all what it makes. So as we talked about, the rollers and the metal are pretty slick. So when we have these 2 slick materials together, it kind of likes to slip. So Ethan and I are giving it some encouragement by pulling it through. And we have a little bit cut out. And let's see how it looks. So the metal on the reel is quite flexible in this direction, but after running through the roll former, it's very stiff. Okay, so we've had a small design tweak. Sam went ahead and sprayed the rollers with some Flex Seal to hopefully give them more grip to push the material through. We still have to guide it, but you don't actually have to pull or push from either end to get the material in. And as you can see, twisting the handle, the material feeds itself through.